Then the question is, all right, these are...
I'm writing this down.
Jon Stewart is absolutely losing his mind right now. He is absolutely losing his mind.
Sanders.
All right. The Republicans, well, you're getting violent here.
Crazy turn of events. Jon Stewart is confronting Bernie Sanders. Yes, the Democratic Socialist, the godfather of it all, right? This is somebody that I wanted to vote for in 2016 over Trump and Hillary because I love the ideas at 19 years old. But I am 28 now and I'm a little more grown and understand that this is all BS. And this is how you know this is all BS, because watch what Jon Stewart does here. And I have a few clips to show you. I also don't want to get a copyright, so I got to be extremely careful how I play these clips. But I want you to take a listen to how he literally confronts Bernie Sanders on the idea of subsidies, on the ideas of billionaire class, and what Trump is actually doing with his power that, again, no Democrats have ever done. So meanwhile, Bernie Sanders keeps telling you how bad Trump is. Well, take a listen to what Jon Stewart does to flip the script.
You know, if you think about, because your message has always been consistent, and you've spoken this way since you first came on the scene for a very long time, and you've always been clear about it. You could almost make a case that the true inheritor of the Sanders revolution is Trump. He's the most socialist president of my lifetime. Taking a percentage of companies to do business, that's a Bernie Sanders idea. Yeah. Doing a Trump RX where the government is involved in selling pharmaceuticals, that's a Bernie Sanders idea.
It's not only some of his policies, some of his other policies, let's not forget, is throwing 15 million people off the healthcare they have and doubling healthcare premiums.
He's not perfect.
Exactly. Oh my God. This is okay. Let me not get overly excited, but this is exactly the reaction that you should have if you're Jon Stewart. Look at what exactly Bernie Sanders went to go do, right? He went to go trash President Trump after being confronted on the fact that what Trump is doing is actually absolutely nuts compared to what the Democrats have ever done on these ideas that are considered socialist, but they're really considered something that you can do if you're the president with power, and how you handle these trillion-dollar companies, billionaires, right? The billionaire class that Bernie Sanders always talks about. And now here is Jon Stewart telling him that's exactly, like, he's not perfect, but this is a huge step in the right direction of these plans that you've had since 2016. So he goes straight to trashing him.
15 million people off the healthcare they have and doubling healthcare premiums.
He's not perfect.
And giving
I didn't say he was perfect.
And giving $1 trillion in tax breaks to the 1%.
Is it frustrating that the thing that you fought for your whole career, Democrats are the ones who run away from scared? And he's embraced some of it.
Yeah. So he just got confronted on the fact that Trump is actually doing exactly what Democrats should be doing, right? And it's crazy about, he gets confronted about the government shutdown because it all ties in together. Jon Stewart and Bernie Sanders, right? Jon Stewart is right. This is a shutdown to keep profits for insurance companies Sky High that gets you, the consumer, $6,000 deductible. And the idea that 50,000 people will start dying every year after losing health insurance is a complete fiction. Hospitals are compelled to turn one away in an emergency, and outcomes in the setting of chronic illness and generally not improved by the presence of an insurance card. This is why in any well-done study of health insurance, Google, Oregon, and Rand study versus no insurance shows no difference. And here he is basically explaining, I'll play some of this, explaining to him what this government shutdown really means for Democrats as a Democrat senator who is favoring the shutdown.
What Democrats find themselves in a place is we've shut down the government to protect subsidies for an insurance marketplace that funnels $800 billion a year into the pockets of all these insurance companies. Have Democrats box themselves into a corner fighting for a system that ultimately, to get the thing that you want, that I think the American people want, they're going to have to abandon.
Yes. Look, here's where we
Wow, that is total confrontation. You're going to hear this answer from Bernie Sanders.
are right now, and I think it's not been made as clear as it should. If Trump gets away with what he wants, we are looking at 15 million people losing their health insurance. And according to studies, John, 50,000 low-income and working-class people dying every year unnecessarily.
Based on lack of accessibility to health.
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
Look, you're low-income, you're working-class, you don't have
Yeah.
any health, you have a chronic ill, you die. That's what they're saying. On top of that, all over the country,
Very
right?
clear. You do die anyway. Just
You die anyway, but you don't have to die. You don't have to die
That way.
just because you can't get to a doctor. That
Right.
is disgusting.
Right.
All right. And then on top of that, because of the cuts to the ACA, you're looking at some 20 plus million people seeing a doubling of their premiums at a time when they can't even afford health care right now.
Right.
All right. So your point is this a good system? No. But we
is
gotta
this a good system to defend?
to defend
spend any
today?
political
Yes.
capital.
All right.
Okay.
But obviously,
Right.
it is a system designed to make huge profits for the insurance companies and the drug companies.
Right.
Period. We have got to move to a Medicare for all single payer program. Absolutely.
He's got no solutions. Absolutely no solutions. Absolutely no solutions whatsoever. And to me, it just like, look at this. Somebody said in the comments, yeah, but they still don't get it, do they? They want a free healthcare system and a single payer solution. That is not a solution. That's a bloated prices, bad quality, long waits, and no competition. That is a formula for disaster. I mean, ask other countries that have this free healthcare idea already implemented. But let's go. Let's actually show you the most important clip that I think it's even more important, because Jon Stewart surprises Bernie Sanders with a brutal fact about endless government spending on healthcare, which is what he wants to do. And he's trying to make him understand that this is also what Trump understands. He's actually doing a good job at trying to formulate something that works. Take a listen.
But again, this gets to the Democratic solutions have never been to directly provide. It's always been a subsidy
Absolutely
to a
right.
middleman. But what happens is when the government promises endless funds to insurance companies or private universities without any cost controls, and Trump seems to understand this, prices rise far beyond the rate of inflation. And we've seen it in tuition, and we've seen it in pharmaceutical, and we've seen it in healthcare. So my question is, will Democrats recognize the poison pill that they've often placed into well-intentioned policy?
Right. What they end up doing is coming up with very complicated proposals. You make $48,964.
Yes!
You will get this thing. You make $1 more, you finish the blah, 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 blah. Look, we have got to make it simple. In the wealthiest country in the history of the world, should healthcare be a human right? Yes, it should be. Should we have the best quality education in the world from childcare to graduate school? Yes, we should.
Well, what is the solution to this then? What is it? What is it?
Right, but these are
All right, how do you pass? No.
Let's get there.
All right, then the question is, all right, these are...
I'm writing this
All right,
down.
Jon Stewart is absolutely losing his mind right now. He is absolutely losing his mind. Oh, that is so wild. So again, he confronts him on this idea, and you can see him losing his mind slowly but surely, right? He surprises him with a brutal fact that, endless government spending on healthcare, what is it going to do? He says, when the government promises endless funds to insurance companies, prices rise far beyond the rate of inflation. That is something that Trump seems to understand. And then Bernie goes to healthcare should be a human right. But how do you tackle this without a huge dilemma, right? Healthcare isn't a human right. Somebody says in the comments here, healthcare is a commodity, right? It'll only become affordable when it's treated as such.
But again,
this is what I mean. It gets pretty crazy. This is what happens when the government leaves sector, prices drop, air travel, telecom. And again, they're just going at it in the comments here. Someone should ask Bernie a simple question. If healthcare is a human right, how can healthcare workers have a right to strike? So can healthcare's, can they have a right to strike? That's a good question. You can't be pro-labor while also demanding unlimited effort from that labor. True. It's a good point. Trump never claimed to be a healthcare philosopher, but he knew that the average American was getting crushed by a system that rewards paperwork over people, right? Stewart stumbled into a truth Trump's base already understood. You don't fix healthcare by writing blank checks. You fix it by breaking the monopolies, profiting from the pain. Oh my goodness, we're cooking now. We are absolutely cooking. Boy, what an episode there by The Daily Show. Again, as much as Jon Stewart trashes Trump, I think there's something to be said about what Trump's, his approach is to these, again, insurance companies, They even spoke about Pfizer a few. I just don't want to play the whole episode. I don't want to get a copyright. I'm still not sure how safe this video is to play because of showing those clips. But I just thought it was a great episode to break down because Bernie Sanders, again, he is the godfather of Mom Donnies of the world, the AOCs, the Hassan Pikers of the world, who have all these great ideas about healthcare being a human right and doing this and doing that. But again, like, how much of it is it actually a facade versus actually, again, the shutdown is to keep the profits for insurance companies sky high. That gets you, the consumer, a $6,000 deductible. And the idea that 50,000 people will start dying every year losing health insurance is a complete fiction. I thought Anish Koka, that's his name, I think he's a doctor, he was talking about this as well. So let me know what you guys think overall on this. See you guys on the next one.